Hey, hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. To here, I know you're somewhere in the building. We're going to go ahead and get started. We got a couple of videos to check out before we get into our Testimony Tuesdays. So we're going to go ahead and start with that right away. And then we will get into our Testimony Tuesdays. So hope everybody's having a great day. And hey, to here. And welcome. Come on in. Hey, Plotter, what's going on? I'm going to go ahead and read this disclaimer. Did I miss it? I probably missed it. Look at me. I'm running my mouth and I missed it. I'm going to go ahead and read these disclaimers out front so that we don't have no issues going down the rabbit hole later, right? We'll see. Right to here. So yes, welcome everyone. Hey, Miss Gopi, how you doing? Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. No copyright infringement intended. I feel like we have to say that twice. All rights belong to their respective owners. Content might be gossip, rumors, exaggerated, or indirectly beside the truth. Viewers are advised to do their own research before forming their opinion. The content might be opinionated, and with me here, it definitely will be. So, welcome everyone. We're going to go ahead with these two videos, reactions, finish up what we started earlier, and then we will get into our Testimony Tuesdays. So, welcome everyone, and let's get started. What's up, YouTube? How you doing? As you can see, I am not Uncle Mike. I am here filling in for him while he is away in the Philippines, helping people over there on the other side of the world. I'm just saying VB, aka Steph, for those who know me, and we're gonna go ahead and get into these next videos and some reactions to those. All right, so just sit back, enjoy. This next one is breaking female pedo exposed at OUR. So we're gonna check this out and see what they have to say. All right, guys, let's get into it.
Number of women who have allegations against Tim Ballard is, I just thought we couldn't beat Joseph Smith's record, but wow.
I've been suspicious of cover-up by the Utah media, not doing their job, investigating these things, and this absolutely confirms it to me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Timmy Did What podcast. I am Kara Burrell, joined by my co-host, Ryan Fisher.
Hi, how's it going?
Today, we are going to be going to a very dark subject, a very gnarly episode, some webs that have been weaved, and we are going to take you through them. This stuff is not on mainstream news right now. We're going to be connecting some pieces about Tim Ballard, the hero behind the Sound of Freedom movie, founder of Operation Underground Railroad, alleged abuser of many, many women, and his connections with Paul Hutchinson, longtime backer of OUR, executive producer on the Sound of Freedom movie, ex-spouse to a woman who, as it was just reported in KSL a couple of days ago, Paul Hutchinson's ex-wife at the time when she worked for OUR, she has just been convicted and sentenced for being got a lot of trigger warnings right off the bat. The attorneys for the women, Alan Mortensen, what he's calling right now, revealing to be a den of pedophiles. Those are his words. So this is just one piece of what we're allowed to share and what we can share about the kind of operations that OUR was running, the type of people that they hung out with, and this new story that just came out about this woman, Rosario, who is Paul Hutchinson's ex-wife, what kind of crimes that she has been up to, what OUR, what Tim Ballard knew about, what Paul Hutchinson knew about. We're going to break it all down for you. If you don't know already, this is a podcast that I do on my YouTube.
Yes, definitely. Trigger warning for anyone that's coming in. So just be mindful that you may be triggered by the content of this video that's coming in right now. For those who do not know Tim Ballard and OUR, if you do know, please put in the comments, because I am learning something as well. I did hear of the Sound of Freedom movie, and it was supposed to be really a great movie. So now that we're hearing about someone that's associated with it is part of a PDF den, that's sounding a little bit troubling. So let's get into it, see what's going on. If anybody knows anything more about this and what OUR is and exactly Tim Ballard, please put that in the comments.
Channel here, Kara Burrell, the Timmy What podcast, available everywhere. And if you want to support the stories that we're telling, which are very, how would you say, Ryan, dangerous, and we have to figure out how to say our words very carefully so we don't get in trouble or get sued. So if you'd like to support this podcast, please follow us on Patreon, where we will have even more updates about this ongoing Tim Ballard saga. So Ryan, tell us about the latest updates with the case. I know you went to part of this trial, so let people know where we're at. Where does it stand right now in the middle of January 2025?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks to everybody for your patience in getting this update out. A lot's happened in the last month, and we're going to update you with everything right now. But I have to acknowledge that some of the subjects we're talking about today are going to be depressing, hard. It's confirming what we've already known, but it still makes it hard and to listen to that there's people out there doing horrible things to kids. But before we get into that, I'm going to give you a quick update on what just happened on the end of December. 2024 was closed out with a hearing for Celeste Boris, in which she was being charged and accused by OUR of stealing company documents, of stealing private, personal, or private company sensitive information. And OUR was trying to get her silence, get the documentation that she has brought forth that illuminates the crimes or the backstory, or how would I put it, what Tim's been up to this whole time and what the board of OUR and the company has been up to. She has a treasure trove of documents and information to illuminate and back up all of her claims against Tim for his cult-like sexual assault, alleged sexual assault encounters with her and other women. And OUR has moved to try and get those documents and all that information out of the court, keep it buried, keep it hidden. They've even gone so far as to claim that her cell phone, her personal cell phone that she bought and plan that she set up herself, is company property because OUR paid for some of her cell phone expenses as she traveled. So they are in.
Okay, so just an update from what I've gotten over here from the side chat. Tim Ballard is the one that made the movie Sound of Freedom, which was, if I'm not mistaken, because I haven't seen it, a movie about two children that were transported, and a father that was going to find them, and how his journey in going to find them. And OUR is Operation Underground Railroad, and they help kids that have been transported. So we're saying transported, but the real word starts with a TR. But right now YouTube doesn't allow us to say the actual word, so we use the word transported. So just an update on that.
Full-on cover-up mode. And I think the best way to describe what this hearing was about is something that Kira Lynch, one of the women who has accused Tim of sexual assault, posted on Instagram recently, which reads, OUR rescued and Tim Ballard. You are all complicit in an appalling and unforgivable betrayal. Instead of helping to restore the life of a woman you helped traffic, a woman who was raped and sexually abused by Tim Ballard and others, as you well know, you are suing her. Rather than taking accountability for the irreparable harm you cause, rather than supporting and rehabilitating those whose lives you knowingly destroyed, you have chosen to silence and punish them further. Your actions are a grotesque demonstration of deceit and cowardice. When someone is raped or sexually abused, their autonomy is violently and cruelly stripped away. Yet you, faced with undeniable evidence, have done nothing to provide justice or restitution. I hope the truth of your lies, your corruption, and your complicity is expressed in court for all to see. And I hope you are held accountable for every ounce of the pain and devastation you have inflicted. The organization is vile beyond words, and your refusal to take responsibility is a stain on everything you claim to stand for. You keep posting, asking for more donor money. You keep showcasing so-called rescues. You keep calling for volunteers. But why would anybody want to volunteer for your organization when this is how you treat someone who started as a volunteer with OUR and worked alongside Tim Ballard himself? Celeste Boris, a former ally, will be in court on December 30th and 31st, defending herself against a lawsuit brought by OUR Rescue and Tim Ballard. Well said. This is an organization that has that self-proclaims to be a defender of women and children. And a woman has come forward claiming sexual assault against Tim Ballard, not just one, but 7 and a lot more. And they are attacking her and suing her and trying to do everything they can to discredit her and have their lawyers in court discrediting her, demeaning her, calling into question her testimony, calling her a liar, and defending the perpetrator in this case as alleged against Tim Ballard. And so, like, the hypocrisy is pretty disgusting. And so that hearing happened on December 30th, 31st. I was there. I was able to be there in support of the women. Most of the original 7 women that can make it were there also, and they had to face Tim for the first time in person at this court appearance. And there's a lot more I want to tell. We got some more stories that I can share with you about how that went down. And I think we're going to probably do another separate video on Patreon for you that are interested in supporting the channel and want to learn more about that. But I'll just summarize it by saying that Celeste faced Tim. She faced all these horrific accusations and demeaning attacks on her character, on her testimony, all over again. I mean, it's just re-victimizing the victim. And this is a suit brought by OUR and their lawyers. And Tim Ballard
OUR,
and his
this
lawyer.
is Tammy. Tammy out of Minnesota now is the one who's in charge of OUR. So it's the OUR rescue operations that has nothing to do with Tim, but they are still, from what we can understand, funneling money for a legal defense to Tim Ballard as an individual, and then also still beating these women up with these claims that they did nothing wrong and that Tim Ballard is not a perpetrator of any kind. So OUR is, when given the choice, they're still sticking with Tim Ballard's word over actual victims right now.
And I mean, if you just take a step back and you look at this whole accusations, all the accusations against Celeste, trying to get this information suppressed, I mean, it tells you who's trying to suppress and cover up information. It's Tim and OUR. Like, that just says everything to me. Like, if they had the truth, if the truth was on their side, then they would encourage all the documentation, all the investigations, all of the testimonies to come forward. But they are trying to get it suppressed. And if you still had, I mean, we have to just remind folks again that Tim was fired from OUR after their own internal investigation. They had their own internal investigation and saw that there was no way forward for him to continue with OUR. That wasn't a bad route. And so he was fired. The internal investigation was kept silent. Celeste has provided some of the documentation about that internal investigation, including her own testimony.
So he was fired from the company that is now still supporting him financially in this legal battle against these women that have said that they have been abused, violated, or transported by him. That's kind of strange. And they're saying that there was no way they could move forward in any sense with him. Like, what did you do to where not only did you lose your job, but there was no reconcilable way to move forward? Like, there was no way to work anything out. And I mean, to me, it seems like it had to be something pretty serious if they said there's no way for us to come to an agreement or anything like that. So just interesting. Let's keep going with this.
All that comes out, the whole world will know what OUR knows, and they're going to look even worse than they do today. That's my prediction. It's going to be bad.
Even worse than they do today. And you guys, please go check out the link below to go sign up for our Patreon. That would mean a lot. And Ryan has literally the most fantastic stories that will just have you like cheering and applauding at just the bravery of these women and what they had to go through. And now, but the topic that came into our laps lately, a den of pedophiles is what OUR was running. And we have a lot of stories in the future that we could also tell why there are so many people within OUR, current and formerly, that we have been led to believe through evidence add to the enslavement of children, the abuse of children, of women and children, and not to the saving of them. This is just one of them. This is just one to show you these are the type of people that were working at OUR. These were their main backers. These were the main families that Tim Ballard surrounded himself with. And in the words, again, of Alan Mortensen, a den of pedophiles. So we're going to start by talking about Paul Hutchinson, his connections with OUR, Tim Ballard, and Paul's second wife.
Hopefully everybody's in a good mental health space for hearing some hard facts about what's going on and the people that Tim surrounded with. But we have some really, really awesome, encouraging news that I haven't even told Kara about yet, about some stuff that I was told just recently in a phone call that is super awesome, encouraging. We're going to end on a good note. So if you stick with us through the hard, we'll leave you with some really encouraging, hopeful, optimistic news at the end.
Yes, especially some news that Ryan has not even told me that I'm really excited to hear at the end. So we'll be finding out at the same time. All right. So the rabbit hole begins with this headline out of KSL News from January 10th that says, mother sentenced to prison for sexual abuse of her child's 14-year-old friend. Wow. Okay. Who is that? If you look at this tweet from Alan Mortensen, the attorney that represents the women against Tim Ballard and OUR, he describes that she is Paul Hutchinson's wife. Ironically, the little girl who was abused in The Sound of Freedom was named Rocio after her. So the true Rocio is a pedophile. Can't make this crap up.
You wouldn't know that from reading the article. This pisses me off so bad because the article talks about
what we're here for.
Rando Sandy woman that did these horrible things to these kids, and they completely omit the fact of who this person is, the awards and the OUR connections, the connections to Tim, the connections to Paul, all of that. None of that is in the article. Like I've been suspicious of cover up by the Utah media not doing their job investigating these things, and this absolutely confirms it to me that they don't they don't connect the dots for this rando Sandy woman that actually has OUR connections and is supposed to be a vigilante for protection of women and children through OUR and her husband Paul Hutchinson. So you have to come here. Like, I don't want to be talking about this, but if the mainstream media is not going to state the obvious, then here we are. I guess we have to do it, and we have to wade through this filth of a life of what these people are to get you the truth and hold them accountable. So That's my rant on the media. Sorry. Take it
Yep.
away.
The vacuum that they would not fill, that's where the Timmy Did What podcast will come in. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about everything that they don't want to talk about. I think out of any podcast that I've made that we probably released, this is the one that is going to make the subjects of which we're talking about the most upset. And I wish I was full screen just for a second to say this directly into the camera. Like God's children not for sale. The Timmy Did What podcast is not for sale to anyone who wants to shut us up and tell us not to talk about this stuff. So this is the stuff that I think Paul Hutchinson would probably pay me to not say, but well, now I'm riled up. So Alan Mortensen goes on to say, can't make this crap up. OUR and Tim Ballard ran a den of pedophiles. Thank you, Sean Reyes. Piece of shit. And then he talks about how the OUR tried to sue him for making this post, this tweet. Okay. And then he just like fired away with some other stuff. So this is a picture of Paul Hutchinson with his second wife, Rocio, the one we were really talking about today. And the caption says, the Human Rights Hero Awards 2015 presented by Marisol Nichols, Foundation for Slavery-Free World and Youth of Human Rights International.
Being recognized as examples from society of people we should put on a pedestal for worshiping in some way, shape, or form, that they are these amazing people involved in anti-human trafficking efforts. And yeah, the truth couldn't be further from those facts, as is the Sound of Freedom. This is Sound of Freedom movie. The real life story of these people couldn't be further from what's presented.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So this is where things that Alan posted on Twitter, taking from Rocio Smith's LinkedIn page that she lists that she used to work and has experience at OUR Rescue or Operation Underground Railroad. And then this is another picture of a lot of the main movers and shakers that helped get Sound of Freedom its accolades and get it off the ground. In the back, you can see in the white shirt, that's in the white dress, that's Rocio next to her husband, Paul Hutchinson. Up front is Tim Ballard and his wife, Catherine Ballard. In the far back, that's Attorney General of Utah, Sean Reyes. All right, we're going to read part of this article. You're already going to say, okay, this is disgusting, this is enraging, but I don't think you're going to understand the twist that we're about to bring at you on top of the twist that already is, hey, this person and her husband worked for a anti-sex trafficking organization for a long time. Besides that, that's already like the obvious irony of it all. We're going to give you some twists that I personally did not see coming either. So it says, Rocio Isabel Smith, 45, of Sandy, was convicted by a jury on November 8th of 2 counts of forcible sex abuse, a second-degree felony, and sentenced on January 3rd to 2 prison terms, one of 15 years. So what happened, according to the statement, in October 2021, a 14-year-old was at her home and she touched him under his shirt, even when he told her he was only 14. It said she locked the teenager in a dark room with her and tried to take his belt off, punching him in the chest when he told her no. Later during that same visit, the statement says the woman sat on the couch next to the 14-year-old, putting a blanket over them and dug her nails into his arm to keep the teenager from taking the blanket off. Then, according to the statement, the woman unbuckled the teen's belt and attempted to unzip his pants. After the teen stopped her, the woman touched him over his clothes and made him touch her as well. She was charged in August of 2022 and was released from custody.
Yeah, what sticks out to me in that horrific account, which I'm so sorry that 14-year-old boy had to go through that. What sticks out to me is it sounds to me like somebody that this wasn't her first rodeo. This wasn't her first time doing this. And I mean, I can't say for sure that. I'm just speculating at this point, but it's very premeditated, taking a boy into a locked room and making very aggressive advances on him. And how old is Rocio? Do we know?
I just gotta say, what is wrong with these people? Like, they really are sickos. Like, sickos, weirdos, wackos, whatever you want to call them. They're all the O's that you could possibly get together because, dude, there's nothing about a little boy or a little girl, teenage boy or teenage girl that... I digress. You know what? I don't understand sicko. I don't speak that language. We'll just keep going because this is already starting to irritate me. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Older.
45.
Yeah, 45.
So Rocio is 45 years old at the time that this occurred, a couple years younger. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's her first rodeo. Pin in that, you guys. Quite literally, the very beginning through most of the career of OUR, Paul Hutchinson was the main player. If there was a triangle, if there was a trifecta of power, you could say, between getting this narrative across and making a lot of money with these nonprofits and doing all kinds of shady business, that triangle would include Tim Ballard, Paul Hutchinson, and Sean Reyes. I cannot overstate how much Paul Hutchinson was involved in OUR.
And in the Sound of Freedom movie, he was primarily responsible for fundraising for the Sound of Freedom movie, for getting that project off the ground. I mean, I believe he, along with several others, were investors in that movie and are making money off of that movie. So he's heavily tied. I would say that from what I've been told, it might not have even gotten off the ground without Paul Hutchinson involvement in getting Sound of Freedom off the ground and funded. And I've been told other things about taking OUR resources, allegedly, to promote the film. And that was done by Tim and Paul.
Taking resources that people donated in to please save children with this money, but instead we're going to promote a film about a fictionalized tale where we save children because that does something in the world for someone. So that leads us to Timmy and Paul. Two things that I would say that they have in common, amongst others, is one, they're both terrified of being irrelevant, and two, they chase fame and legacy under the guise of philanthropy. That's most of what you need to know about these two bros.
Paul Hutchinson right now has a YouTube channel and a podcast, Saving Humanity or something like that, tells stories about himself and tries to raise awareness for those issues. That's up today. It hasn't been taken down. Liberating Humanity podcast. So he's branding himself as a protector of women and children and an anti-human trafficking, anti-sex slavery, anti-sexual assault person. Meanwhile, his own wife is guilty, we can now say definitively, is guilty of exploiting sexually minors. That's the hypocrisy. I mean, yeah, if that was me, that would be a huge embarrassment that I'm out there promoting this podcast and this YouTube channel, promoting myself.
That's why they don't want us to make this podcast right now.
I mean, it's so embarrassing, but it just shows to you it's a window into the delusion that he has, that he still thinks he can be viewed as a savior of women and children and a moral crusader against the sexual exploitation of children, while in his own home with his own wife, that is happening.
It's because Paul Hutchinson and Tim Ballard are birds of the same feather that they will never admit that they are terrified of being irrelevant. Because everything that they do, they have to exaggerate their missions.
And to make sure that we're not representing things, Paul has broke with Tim, and he has come out in public opposition to Tim, calling him a narcissist and seeking fame and money. So all of that has happened, and we can't ascribe the crimes of his wife to him personally, but there's a lot more to the story and a lot more background to who this wife is. And so if anything, it's guilt by association, both with Tim, Paul, and Rocio, his wife, but not guilt directly. So I just want to make sure that that's clear, and we're not making accusations against somebody that is not guilty of a crime as far as we know. But there's more to the story, so I digress.
Sourcing this story from Lynn Packer, the journalist who has reported on this for years and years, I am citing a story that he has posted online, and I will link to you down below. And this is one section of a much longer tale, but this is the portion that you need to know that's relevant today.
Yeah, it's a great report. I think it was issued in 2017, so he is way ahead of the curve on all of this. And
totally.
Yeah, if you want to dive even deeper down this rabbit hole, go read Lynn Packer's work.
Yeah. So here we go, jumping in. So it's 2015, and Paul Hutchinson, Operation Underground Railroad backer accused of touching young child sex slaves, is meeting Jenica Smith, a Draper woman, to hash out a visitation dispute. Paul Hutchinson, pictured over there. Jenica is the blonde woman. Paul probably thought he could charm his way through this meeting, but Jenica had other plans. Hidden in her bra was an audio recorder ready to catch Paul in his full, unfiltered glory. What followed was less a legal negotiation and more a wild confession session. Paul talked about his close friend, Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes, his struggles with pornography, meaning his struggles with hardcore pornography, and some reports also indicate things all the way down to child exploitation materials because regular stuff just didn't do it for him anymore. And that him and his wife, Rocio at the time, that's the kind of stuff they were into, allegedly. So Paul, at this time, has taken on helping to raise Rocio's 2 kids from her marriage to Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith is now married to Jenica Smith.
So Aaron and Rocio split. Aaron joined with Jenica, and Paul joined with Rocio, and they're in a custody dispute.
Exactly.
So she's
Rocio
getting dirt on Paul, Jenica.
Right. So Jenica has this secret bra recording, and that did not resolve the custody dispute because it just gave them more powerful pieces of evidence to actually use when trying to get out this custody battle. During this conversation, Paul justified his porn addiction and multiple mistresses, claiming these experiences helped him think like the traffickers he was supposedly rescuing children from. And if that's not a red flag, okay. And at one point, Paul alleges threatening Jenica and says, if you go to court, Aaron's visitation will be limited indefinitely, but if you let me handle things, you'll get your full visits back. Knowing that he's been got and trying to do some kind of power play by taking away Aaron's visitation rights when he confessed too much.
Yeah, red flags. It's just red flags. I think he's probably defend himself as a reformed person that now wants to be one of the good guys, helping kids, helping sex trafficked people. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll let you decide. But the backstory is important. This is important to see where he's come from.
So yes, the background is that she met Aaron Smith while he was serving his Mormon mission in Peru. And then they got married. And then 5 months in, Rocio confessed that she lied about her past, allegedly. And she said that she'd been sexually involved with like diplomats before their marriage. And then despite him learning this new information about his like new Mormon bride, they stayed together and they had 2 sons. Okay. They had 2 sons together. All right. This is where I have to get, I don't want to say this. And then it comes to light that she had been doing some other disgusting things, perhaps with her children, some very disturbing things. Trigger warning before I read this. So Aaron claimed
this is from court documents of the custody dispute. Is that right? That's where this information is coming from?
Right. This is Lynn Packer's reporting put into more easy to understand, quick word jumble here from the court reporting of what.
Got it. Okay.
The line by lines of what happened. So Aaron claimed Rocio sexually abused their sons, forcing one of them to put his tongue in her vagina and teaching both boys to masturbate. That is also something I have heard, not just through this, something I had already heard from other people who are close to the case. Just wanted to add that. But if that's true, extremely disturbing. The fact that
What the heck is, you know what? This over, I don't even know if I can say the word, but this over sexualization of children has got to freaking stop. This is disgusting. Why can't we just allow kids to be kids? Just allow children to be children. That's it. Let's keep going. I can't.
Now, this is many years ago, back in the early 2010s. Now we're at 2025, and this woman thrown in jail for up to 15 years for actually doing things along those lines. So,
so it confirms confirms that those allegations in custody dispute have some merit because of the conviction she just got for abusing.
Pretty scary.
That 14-year-old boy recently.
Unfortunately, as custody disputes go, one person says one thing, one person says something back. So Rocio countered with her own allegations of abuse against her ex, Aaron. And then in 2012, a judge ruled against Aaron, granting custody to Rocio and limited supervision visitation to Aaron and Jenica. It gets even sadder. So the judge dismissed Rocio's history of multiple sexual partners and like a permissive lifestyle and all of these audio tapes and all of the dirt that Jenica and Aaron had, all of that, stating that it didn't make her morally unfit and that she speculated that the boy's sexual knowledge likely just came from accidental exposure to Rocio's adult activities. Like, literally the judge is saying stuff like, well, maybe they just like walked in on her having sex with somebody else, like stuff like that. So she gives this yikes explanation, and then the Smiths are furious with the judge.
Oh, so now we're trying to say we don't know how to lock the doors? Click, clack. We don't know how to lock the doors. Kids just walking in. That's what we're going to blame it on. You know what? Keep going.
Judges' rulings, and they filed complaints with the Utah Judicial Conduct Commission. And then those claims did absolutely nothing. And then eventually, the judge actually recused herself, but then the decision remained intact. So this enters in Paul Hutchinson and Tim Ballard. And as Rocio cozied up to Paul, her live-in boyfriend at the time, the Smiths grew increasingly desperate. And so they approached Tim Ballard at an OUR event, asking Tim to intervene. And the problem was, though, that Tim saw these complaints of just trying to get custody and trying to get this dangerous person away from the children. Tim saw their complaints about Rocio and Paul Hutchinson as threats to OUR's reputation. And then he has this sworn statement where Tim Ballard says that Jenica had threatened to go public with damaging information, including allegations about Paul's behavior with children during operations, and that Jenica didn't back down. And so she took to social media, airing out all of these details in the custody battle that's supposed to just be between those two. And so Tim Ballard is all upset that this looks like some kind of like smear campaign with his buddies at OUR. So he shuts the entire thing down. And then her posts caught a lot of attention, though, to OUR donors who began questioning the support. And according to Tim Ballard, Jenica's actions jeopardized over $100,000 in donations and possibly affected the lives of children that OUR was trying to save. Maybe all if these people were held accountable at the time that somebody brought something of evidence to the forefront. A lot of people had been coming forward with all kinds of problems with in OUR. And if that's going to affect a lot of people being saved, have better tactics, have better people within it, not people who go on in 2025 to literally be convicted and sentenced to being pedophiles. So that is the reputation that Tim Ballard was trying to save for himself at the cost of many children within this family that were abused.
Yeah. So this is so important. I hope you guys are making the connections that Kara's pointing out here, because what is emerging, the story is that Jenica and Aaron are identifying Rocio is a pedophile. They're making accusations against Rocio and Paul Hutchinson that, are tied and part of OUR. And what does Tim and OUR do? They attack Jenica and Aaron for making those accusations, side with the now convicted pedophile to protect her and her reputation. And that's where we were at when this was going on. Now that air has been cleared, we know who Rocio is, a convicted pedophile. That's who Tim and OUR were siding with, protecting, and trying to silence and discredit the very people that were outing the pedophiles. They're totally on the wrong side of this. They're totally backwards. Like it's shocking, but it's not. But that's what I'm seeing, and many other people are seeing with the case against Celeste and Sasha and Krista and all the women that have come out outing Tim as an abuser, alleging that he is a sexual predator. OUR is now attacking those women, trying to discredit their testimony and siding again with the alleged abuser. So this is not like something new. What we're seeing is the
Right.
emergence
It's not
of
new.
pattern. That's
Mm-hmm.
what's important.
Total pattern. All these people that have reputations and God complexes, and they just fear being obscure, and they want to have this legacy that goes down in history without actually doing any of the work that it takes to have a good legacy. They're storytellers, they're narrative makers. But at the end of the day, these things are always going to come to the light.
This is the beginning of the emergence of a pattern for OUR, for Tim, protecting the pedophiles. For sure, it's not an alleged pedophile anymore. Rocio is a pedophile, and siding with the perpetrator, protecting the perpetrator. And I know, like a lot of fans of Tim Ballard and OUR, it's like that doesn't compute in their minds because they're the organization that are the righteous crusaders against pedophilia, against sexual exploitation of minors. And so there's no way that they could be guilty of such things. And I understand why you think that because it's opposite town, it's opposite world. But the more and more information comes out, the more and more that seems to be the case. And I think it makes sense to me because it's the perfect alibi for people that want to have access to kids and prostitutes and sex parties and things like that to join OUR and have an alibi for why they are grabbing the breasts of an underage woman on camera, things like that. So, it's disturbing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
more to say.
corruption that exists in all kinds of fields. You put your faith in like a police force. They're not supposed to be confiscating the evidence and snorting the coke, but like this type of corruption by the supposed good guys, people amass enough power. Is it ever happened that they just don't abuse it? So yeah, it's the perfect cover. Absolutely right. This is setting out a pattern, and I hope that they bring this up in court by saying this is the waters that Tim Ballard was swimming in. These are the type of people. This is the den of pedophiles that OUR raised. This was who their ranks were. This is what people put up with. Is it that far of a stretch to think that Tim Ballard could also rape and abuse and spiritually manipulate X, Y, and Z, all of these things with these women? Just the tip of the iceberg of the rabbit hole of all rabbit holes of deceit and abuse and money laundering and X, Y, and Z thing that I can't say because I would need to put 15 trigger warnings before I start rambling off with the list of all the other things. Tip of the iceberg. Too bad we're the only ones talking about it right now. Well, throughout this whole debacle, there's just mountains of evidence to me that Tim and Paul had a fear of losing control and being exposed. And controlling, the success of the missions, basically to Tim boils down to, can you keep a secret about how we're doing this? And then that leads me to just the God complex within Mormonism, within these types of structures, within Timmy and Paul, that they are after rescuing their relevance and actually not people. They both crave a sense of adoration when we can see that their rescue missions are actually just them manufacturing their own hero arcs. And I'm not saying that human trafficking isn't real. It's a totally horrifying issue because it is. But we've also got to talk about the fear tactics and misinformation people like Tim Ballard and Paul Hutchinson spread. And then when you really look at what they're doing, it's not that hard to figure out, like God complex wise. It's like, I wonder where these Mormon guys who believe they get to be polygamous gods one day are getting a silly little complex like this from. So while I will state that Paul Hutchinson was excommunicated from the Mormon Church, that's what has been related to me. Seems like Tim Ballard was also excommunicated from the Mormon Church. But overall, they have different beliefs about Mormonism right now. But when we're talking about a culture that they're steeped in, that they were raised in, that's a culture of fear. And whether it's Mormonism or like the God of the Bible that we're talking about, I would still say that fear is the biggest motivator. And if the Bible is all about threats of hellfire and eternal punishment if you step out of line, then Mormonism.
Oh, so they were Mormons. Okay, well, we should have led with that. That explains the Utah connection, because I was going to actually say, like, I've heard a lot of stuff coming out of Utah with children being inappropriate with children, and, just a thought, maybe Utah needs to be investigated a little bit, closer, but, that's just me. We'll keep going.
adds in its own stuff with like the endless warnings about failing to live up to your divine potential and not being able to be with your family forever. Like literally becoming a god is on the line. So it's high stakes. And then Tim and Paul are running that same playbook where, yes, like these stakes could not be any higher when it's eternal salvation, exaltation, and salvation from the hands of traffickers for children. And that they've made trafficking this massive, exaggerated boogeyman and used it to convince people that if you're not supporting them, that you are therefore part of the problem. You are stopping them from achieving the greatness that Mormonism set them up to achieve. Because in Mormonism, men are taught that they are destined for greatness and that they literally become gods one day. So Mormons refer to themselves, like as gods in embryo. So with that being said, gods demand worship. They lay down the laws. They punish anyone who steps out of line. Can we say Tim Ballard or Paul Hutchinson act any different as they behave like little baby kings? That they portray themselves as the only ones who can truly save these kids, while everyone else, governments, other nonprofits, experts, they just don't get it. It's all about control and being the center of attention. Mormon God, he is all about doing things his way, no matter what kind of collateral damage is caused and how much it rubs off on his followers. I would say that Tim has such a God complex that when the couple's ruse stopped working, when that manipulative tactic Tim Ballard used to con women into being naked with him, when that stopped working for this ketamine, balls tripping, bloated alcoholic, his next plan of attack was to summon a global flood high enough so that he could say that he finally made a woman's panties wet. What's your little tidbit that you are saving for the end?
All right. Obviously, we're upset and we're angry about this, and I'm sure a lot of you are as well, and that's understandable. You got to be in the angry space. But we're going to leave you, and I've been on a good note. So I was on the phone with a friend and an acquaintance of mine that wants to remain anonymous, that has very close knowledge to the situation and what's going on. She didn't say specifically that this is part of the investigations into Tim Ballard, but what was relayed to me is that this is both horrible and encouraging at the same time. What was relayed to me is that the 7 women that have come forward in the original press conference, with those allegations back in September of last year, it really is just a tip of the iceberg. And that there is actually 32 women who have come forward.
Whoa.
There's the list of women who have sexual assault or sexual misconduct allegations against Tim Ballard is at 32.
The number of women who have sexual abuse allegations against Tim Ballard is, I just thought we couldn't beat Joseph Smith's record, but wow. Just wow.
32. I know. And that is absolutely horrific. I am so appalled and so disgusted that Tim Ballard has had that kind of effect, potentially, allegedly, on that many women. But what it means is he's not getting away with this. OUR is
he's
going to
be buried.
With this. Like they can go after Celeste. They can, even if they're successful at any of these frivolous lawsuits, or if Tim is successful as a defamation case against Amy or Krista or Sasha or any of the women, they got a whole backlog of other testimonies they're going to have to deal with, up to the tune of probably 32. Now, it was also relayed to me that these women are not coming forward publicly because of Tim's tactics have been sort of effective. He's suing the original women who came forward for defamation. I don't believe it's because he thinks he can win. I don't think there's any chance of that he can win those defamation lawsuits. But it sends a signal and a message to anybody else on his long list, his potential allegedly long list of victims, to keep silent, or he'll come after them as well. And
yeah.
And if you think about it, with these women that were put in vulnerable situations and were taken advantage of. If the details of that come to light, it can be very, very disruptive to their family, to their husbands or boyfriends, to their reputation. And, I know that Amy has been like sick about Amy Davis about, the potential hits to her reputation, which aren't going to be there because Tim's going to go down and she's going to come out on the victor side of this as one of the heroes that took him out. That's my prediction. Anyways, but it's a scary, unpredictable world for these sexual encounters to be published to the whole world.
Sure,
and
you want to forget it, and it's hard to have your name Googleable and your face come up and be tied to this forever.
Yeah, and so I don't blame anybody for wanting to remain anonymous, and this is why sexual assaults, we've been beating this drum this whole time. This is why sexual assaults and sexual allegations rarely get prosecuted. They don't even get reported. I think the statistical stats that I've seen are like 90% of actual assaults don't get reported because it can be very disruptive to the lives of the women that
of course,
that report them. And I understand
re-traumatizing yourself 100%.
But that doesn't mean that they're not talking to investigators. I mean, the open investigations, the criminal investigations that I believe are happening right now, they are probably talking to them. I'm not sure where that number 32 comes from. It comes from somebody that has more knowledge than me about the situation and somebody that I trust. So it's a rumor. At this point, all I can say is it's a rumor, but I believe the source. I believe the source is credible and has personal firsthand knowledge of the situation. So we've been saying,
we'll see.
Yeah, we've been saying this is likely the tip of the iceberg, and that just confirms it to me. So as disheartening that is, it also shows that there's an army of women standing behind the original 7 women who have come forward, and they're not fighting this battle alone. So that's what's encouraging. That's what's really encouraging to me.
Yeah, because these are battle lines. Like, this feels like war. We'll be here at the Timmy Did What podcast reporting on everything that we can to support you guys. So we're proud of anyone who comes forward to do anything that they can in their sphere to hold people accountable. So, wow.
Yeah. Well, and if anybody wants to share a story, come forward and not participate in investigations or any of the lawsuits, we're a landing place for that too. Yeah. We'd love to talk to you and give you some validation and support for the traumatic situation you may have gone through. So yeah, let's help you out there also.
Thanks for those kind words, Ryan. I guess that's going to wrap up most of our episode today. Articles and breakdown of the things that I shared today. I will link those all down below and then show notes for you guys, as well as you can just bump into the links for our donor box or our Venmo or our Patreon. So just bumble around and land yourself over there where you can donate some money to help this podcast keep going. But if you can't.
So, okay. So basically, there we have it. There's more of them, and they're up here pretending like they're not, and they're supporting ones that are, and, just a bunch of wolves in sheep's clothing. Yes, that's what it is. Wolves in sheep's clothing. And we've got to watch out for everyone. We just got to keep our eye out and, be vigilant, because you just don't know. You just don't know. Hey, Murph, what's going on?
You are, my love. How you doing, sister?
I'm doing all right, but let me go ahead and end this for Tahir, and then we can get into the next one. So with that being said, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike, and I'm just saying VB told you so. See you later. All right. What's going on, Murph? How you doing?
Sorry, just had to go and close the door because my dog just went out. So, okay. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good. Sorry, I was on the phone, so I missed the beginning of this, but I caught the video halfway through. And isn't it interesting that we've already had somebody on the panel before telling their story about how they were teleported through a certain sect of people that happened to be called Mormon.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. It's like, it's an uphill battle, but some of us are built for it, and the warriors that are, let us be blessed and be able to fight against this, because there are definitely a lot of bad actors and bad players here, but there are a lot of good ones too, and so we just have to be mindful of that as we go forward in this. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. As you know, me and Tahir are doing reactions to fill in for Mike. We have one more video to go, and then we can do our Testimony Tuesdays. Murph, were you able to get everything kind of worked out with that, or?
Yeah, so the person that we were hoping to get up today isn't allowed to, because he's still on the person in still on special ops.
Okay.
So
no problem.
Not allowed to speak about it, but I think if because we've got Tiny, I know that Tiny's been up before, but if Tiny wants to come up and speak a bit more about her situation, then I think that could work.
Okay.
Only if for it.
So we'll do Tiny right after we do this next video. It's about 20 minutes, I think Tahir said. So we'll do this last video. I'm going to go ahead and put that trigger warning out there for anybody that's in here. This is going to be our last reaction for the day, and then we can kind of get into other stuff with everyone. I hope everybody's doing good. Having a great day. Just stick with us. I'm doing an intro and an outro just like Mike, so I'm not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're just trying to go ahead and get these done as a little surprise for Mike, and I've seen that Mike has landed, and he is in the Philippines, so that's good.
Mike's in the Philippines, people. He's in the Philippines, so if we can get him on live, then we will.
Yes.
But we can't promise anything because we don't know what his mobile signal's going to be like.
Yes. So it should be about, 6 o'clock at night. It should be almost 7 o'clock in the morning there right now. So, yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead to here. We'll do this last one. Do I really need to read the thing again? I've read it 100 times today.
No, I'll just say, I'll say it. It's so are you talking about the copyright thing?
Yes.
So all you've got to say is it's under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 that this is used under fair use policy, which is for educational purposes. That's all we're doing. 107 and 101, sections 101, 107, educational, research. That's it.
Okay. Art Alexander, yes, I can see you. I can see everyone in the chat. I'm not responding right now only because I'm doing the reactions, and these are going to other channels, so that's why I'm not responding yet. But I can see you guys. If you see me smile, I'm not smiling at the video, I'm smiling at you guys. So if you guys say hey or say something, you see me smile, just know that I saw it. So all right, Tahir, let's get this one going. What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Welcome. As you can see, Uncle Mike is not here. He is off in the Philippines helping people on the other side of the world. I'm just saying VB, also known as Steph, for those who know me. I'll be filling in for him while he is away. So let's get started with our next video. The disturbing rabbit hole behind adult content. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this and see what they're talking about. To do this.
Their CP videos are more entertaining than the sloppy. The straight up distributing illegal material.
The existence of adult content is nothing new. Everybody's obviously stumbled across it at some point, but that isn't what this video is about. Because it's the spread of adult content in front of children that is truly disturbing. YouTube, as we all know, is one of the biggest social media platforms, coming only second after Facebook, which has over 3 billion active users while YouTube has only 2 billion. This is the platform that me and you most likely grew up around and watched some of our favorite videos on. Videos from creators like DanTDM, Stampy Longnose, and many more. And at the time, content catered towards children would never include such extreme scenes of nudity, suggestive thumbnails, and stuff that would generally twist the minds of children. But as we enter a new generation of media, the age barrier in which people are introduced to this kind of filth decreases. And with this rise of adult content comes the spread of a digital plague. This is Slimecat, a channel that makes animations based off of characters from Sprunky, a mod for a music game called Incredibox, where within the game you could drag accessories on characters who in response would then come together to create a small music piece. On the surface level, this game seems pretty harmless and honestly pretty cool to mess around with. However, it's this specific channel who remains anonymous and takes characters out of the game to then portray them in extremely sexual poses. When you scroll through their channel, every single one of their videos have suggestive thumbnails which are paired with these strange titles. And when you click on these videos, it gets even more disgusting. In this slightly censored version of one of their biggest videos with over 1.4 million views, we see two characters being trapped in a grave and then making out. Not exactly family friendly, however, scrolling down to the comments clearly reveals to us just what type of audience is watching this. And this isn't even everything, because when we go to their more recent videos, we find out that this channel doesn't only post sexual content, but also content revolving around murder and gore, depicting scenes that just shouldn't be viewed by their very young audience. And these videos aren't just limited to this one innocent music game. There exist hundreds of channels that profit off of popular games such as Minecraft or Poppy Playtime, using their characters to make extremely explicit content that generates them huge sums of money. It all falls under this category known as Elsagate, which is content that clickbaits their very young audience into viewing extremely sexual animations and parodies of popular video game characters, which isn't limited to just YouTube, but also YouTube Kids as well. In fact, a new trend that some of these kids channels are doing is collabing with OnlyFans creators to create explicit gaming videos where the goal is generally to sexually hook the viewers. For example,
so this is the first video I've ever done on this style. Is your video made for kids? I click no, it's not made for kids.
While there exists some slight solutions to kids content such as parental controls, most parents either just don't understand how it works or are too lazy to find out, and instead just use YouTube as an easy way to keep their kids entertained, believing that it's a safe platform for their children to watch content on and get educated, when in reality, this is nothing further from the truth, leaving millions of young children to be exposed to this disgusting content and leading them down the deepest rabbit holes.
The dim light of flashlights revealed a horrifying scene. Kids' content that depicts sexual and intimate scenes isn't the limit of the rabbit hole here. This content twists the minds of children in their future, as well as their present. But this whole problem spreads even further than this. For those who don't know, if you own a business and want to advertise on YouTube, you can pay a specific amount of money to run an ad campaign on the homepage, shorts feed, or YouTube long-form videos depending on your needs. YouTube then uses Google's data to present your advertisement to a relevant audience at the right time. Now, the question here is, at what point would a user need to be recommended ads for a video chatting app? Or an explicit AI companion? Or maybe even an X-ray app that lets you see through clothes, supposedly. And remember, there are minors on this website that constantly scroll through shorts, watch videos, or browse the homepage. The images I just showed you isn't even the worst of it. There's literal videos too. How is this possible? When I was looking for an answer to my question, I came across this article on the Google Help forum. Based off of the replies from this user, there's two possibilities for this phenomenon. Either the user's device is infected by malware, or the ads are all based off of the Google Play Store. And in my opinion, the second answer makes more sense, as most of these ads are based off of apps from the Play Store. But this makes me wonder, why would the guidelines on ads for the Play Store be different? Isn't the Play Store just like YouTube a product of Google, or are the guidelines different? Well, if that isn't interesting. As I kept on researching, I found an article by Google on their ad policies. And within those policies, as we just saw, it states that certain types of sexual content isn't allowed, but some kind of sexual content is allowed. Now, to me, this makes no sense. What limit is there for content to cross the line between non-sexual and sexual? This may somewhat explain, though, the reason as to why these ads even make it onto YouTube in the first place. They circumvent showing certain things in their videos by adding logos on body parts and muting the whole video to then add music over it. And the most annoying part about this is that these ads never appear to be targeted to a specific audience, but are rather thrown in front of whoever happens to be unlucky. Now, you might think that ads like these can easily be blocked by the user, which by all means is a decent solution. But what happens when explicit content finds a new way to spread? The post reads the following. I was recently watching a video from a big channel, which I'm not going to tell its name for obvious reasons, and I decided to check the comments section, but the first thing I saw was some bots promoting their channel, and under them was groups of channels telling people to check their CP content. It was not the first time that I've seen these types of channels, but curiosity got me this time and I checked their channel. In their About section, there was 2 links connected to Discord. I assumed it would redirect me to a troll or prank server and I clicked on it. Oh boy, was I wrong. It was actually CP. I immediately deleted that video and reported the channel, but it's not the first time that I've seen these types of bots and they're getting out of control. YouTube needs to do something as soon as possible.
And imagine this. YouTube can censor every other word that we say that can be said on the news, but you can't figure out a way how to get these CP people off of YouTube. Isn't that interesting? Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
All right, let's keep going.
The whole situation garners so much attention to the point that big YouTubers decide to make videos on it.
Today we're talking about a breed of comment sections or comments that are actually distributing illegal CSAM material all throughout the internet, okay? This has been a problem on YouTube and really any social media platform for years. So you start to see accounts like Officer. So obviously these people, basically tell the comment section, hey, my illegal material videos are more entertaining than this slop. You'll find this exact comment plastered on pretty much any video on the platform that has over 1,000 comments. YouTube has basically, almost in a way, I would say, given up.
The whole thing that disturbs me is the fact that, like I said, there's minors on this website, as well as people who generally don't want to be around this stuff. And being exposed to adult content is one thing, but being someone to witness the distribution of CP on a platform that is not even on the deep web, is just a whole nother topic that terrifies me. There have been possible answers on Reddit and other platforms for whom it may be, some claiming that it's a YouTube trolling group that bullies and trolls people online to the most extreme lengths possible. And just to be extra safe that they won't somehow find my video, this obviously is not their name and their logo. I wish I could just end this video here, as CP is just a topic that doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth. Just the thought of those who are victims of such content and people who stumble across it by accident is terrifying. But the rabbit hole, against either my wish or yours, goes even further. Let's step outside of YouTube for a bit. Like many of us already know, adult content doesn't just occur on YouTube. Obviously, you've got websites that are specifically made for the distribution of adult content, but right now, we are not focusing on those specific websites. The dark web, unlike the surface web, is a hidden part of the internet which regular search engines like Google or Firefox don't index or allow access to. This basically means that you need a special browser that does allow for access to the dark web. Browsers like Tor allow you to do that. The thing about this part of the web is that it's easy for users to stay anonymous and commit the most illegal acts without having much fear of being caught if they did everything right. With that being said though, illegal content cannot necessarily be stumbled upon easily on the dark web, but tends to be much more extreme and threatening when you do stumble across it. And with the idea of anonymity and the freedom to do whatever you want, only chaos can erupt.
Steph,
there used to be a website on the dark web that had nearly 6.
Yes.
We need to be careful what we talk about with the DW.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because the last time that Mike showed a video on the DW, then it got pulled down. So
okay. Yeah, I think he said deep web, so we'll see how far they
no,
let us go.
He literally just said.
Okay. Let's see how far. Well, hopefully they listen. We're almost done, so.
Yeah, cool. Just to let people know, if we go, if it gets pulled down, then we will go live again. So please come back in. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Yep. All right.
63,000 users worldwide that were paying for a subscription to receive CP and CSAM. 2 administrators were responsible for keeping the site updated with new disgusting content by the name of Salingam and Takputsa. So what initially happened was that the Interpol discovered material from the website depicting the abuse of 11 boys that were under 13 years old. They then started what was called Operation Blacklist and knew that this site must have had hundreds of minors behind it that were being abused. The clock was ticking and they had to get the site down as soon as possible. The police couldn't directly identify the children because they were masked in the videos. So what they did instead was look at their body features and traits to keep track of how long their abuse was going on for. As more countries joined in on this international investigation, they were getting closer and closer to finding out who the admins were. When the US Homeland Security Investigations Department finally traced the IP address, Bulgaria's Cybersecurity Department took down the website, and New Zealand's Internal Affairs Department compiled the website's information to then hand the user information over to Interpol so that they could then find the people in their own countries who were active on this site. And as they were taking down the website and handing over important information to Interpol, the victims of which videos were posted online were finally identified, leading to the arrest of Takputsa and Salingam.
Good.
In a disturbing revelation, it turned out that Salingam, who was based in Thailand, was the man who was seen abusing the 11 boys in the files that Interpol had found. One of those boys was his nephew, He had been lured in by his uncle as well as 10 other boys with the promise that they could have access to the internet, watch videos, play football, and eat food. And as for Takputsa, who was based in Australia, they seized his devices and found out that he had also been to Thailand to abuse minors as well as Australia. And when they looked through the images on his devices, they found out that one of his victims was just 15 months old. Salingam was sentenced to 146 years in prison, and Takputsa was sentenced to 40 years, where he pleaded guilty to over 51 charges revolving around the abuse of 11 babies and boys. Was Takputsa.
And now we kind of understand why back in the day, when you did a certain crime, they just cut it off. You stole, that was your hand. You did something else, they cut something else. Maybe that was just the reason why they did it, because, you know, all this nonsense and craziness, you know, not saying that needs to be cut off, but maybe that, you know, maybe that's why they did it back in the day. I'm just saying.
With this, and this goes back to the conversation that we always have is, and to hear, no, I'm not going upstairs. I'm already upstairs. I don't need to go any further upstairs. I'll be flying. I'll be on a plane with Mike, even though Mike's landed. But this is what I'm saying. So we know that over 500,000 children have gone allegedly missing in the US alone. But now we're talking about different continents. How many? So we're going to be in the millions. How many millions of children are missing?
Right. And abused
worldwide,
and exploited and transported and just taken advantage of. And, you know, all right, we're almost done. These people.
Takputsa sentenced to light, he abused literal babies. And while his partner got a sentence that would exceed his life on Earth, he only had 40 years. What says that there is no possibility that Takputsa would continue his deranged acts if he would ever get out of prison? And you have to remember that this is just one of the most disgusting corners of the dark web. The soliciting of illegal material has literally become a business. There are creeps that are probably making a lot more money than most people selling content that leaves everybody traumatized. This disgusting content itself spreads even more, not just on the dark web, but also, as you previously saw, on platforms like YouTube and Discord, which are platforms that exist on the surface web and aren't even a part of the dark web. And if proper guidelines and detection methods aren't introduced to these platforms in the future, we seriously won't know what will happen. And this is the absolutely terrifying rabbit hole behind adult content. Content that permeates from platforms like YouTube leads to content that is found all the way at the bottom of the dark web. In my opinion, the most disturbing part about this entire story is that CP is available on platforms like YouTube and such. While not directly available as videos, but rather comments, even the possibility of this type of content being spread by degenerates still disturbs me. All because they think that this type of content is funny to comment on their videos. And also adult content as a whole being on YouTube, masked as quote-unquote kids content, is equally terrifying because these types of videos influence kids and their actions at such a young age. If we only lived in a world where everything could be okay.
Amen.
I really hope that after this disgusting topic that we just discovered, I could put this video behind, but no. When I went onto Reddit and wanted to check up on the situation a bit that was covering, I found multiple posts in which people are reporting the same problem that I had covered in a previous chapter. Explicit ads are still making their way onto YouTube's Shorts ads feed, and nothing is being done about it. In fact, the friend that collaborated on this video with me, Caleb, actually made a video pointing out similar explicit content problems within the Minecraft space, and to my surprise and to a surprise as well, YouTube had actually responded to his video saying that they were quote-unquote working on this problem. But when he checked on Twitter for similar responses by YouTube, he found out that this comment that they left on his video was just copied and pasted from the replies that YouTube leaves under tweets from other people. To me, it really seems like YouTube or Google doesn't care about this problem, because you have to remember, they're still getting money from the ad payments that are being put down by these people. Unfortunately, not every story has a happy ending.
Oh, wow. There's that. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys leave your comments below. Tell me what you think about this. I'm just going to pose this one question to everyone out here. Are we done yet? Are we tired yet? Are we upset enough yet to get up and do something to help these children? Or are we just still going to sit back and be, just appalled and irate and bothered by the situation, go to sleep and wake up the next morning and be complacent again? That's the only question I have. But you guys tell me in the comments. Let me know what you think. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike, and I'm just saying VB told you so. See you later, guys. Bye. Okay. Can I get the keys to the car?
That's a difficult one. I just want to address some some things from the side chat. So I was speaking about China, right? So they've and I do apologize. I've got a really scratchy throat at the moment, so if you hear me coughing, that's why. Yeah, so China used to have, because China is a communist state, and they openly say that it's a communist state, and they used to have a two-child rule. So allegedly, if you were to have over 2 children, then that child would be taken away from you. Now, we don't necessarily know, because it's a communist state, we don't necessarily know where that child has gone. It may have gone to a family, it may have gone somewhere else. And that's all I was trying to say in the side chat, is that these kind of scenarios that we're learning about day by day, we need to learn more about, so that we can find out what's actually happening. There's been talk of CPS, there's been talk of social services in the UK, there's been talk of communism, there's been talk of Russia, there's been talk of Ukraine, there's been talk of all these different countries where this kind of stuff is happening. So what we're trying to do is get to the bottom of where it's coming from and what we can do to actually solve it and get to the bottom of it. Do you know what I mean? So if anybody's got any information out there, then please let us know.
Yeah. And yeah, this has been one heck of a day. Happy birthday, Miss D. Before I forget, happy birthday.
Yeah, Miss D, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday to ya.
Okay. Good job, Murph. Happy birthday, Miss D. Yes, today's my youngest daughter's birthday too. So you guys share a birthday. You share a birthday with my youngest. She turned 20 today.
Oh, I've got to do it again now. What's your daughter's name?
Kaya. She just went outside, so she's. I don't know if you heard me ask.
Get her. Go and get her. I'll hold the fort. You go and get her, and I'm going to sing her happy birthday.
Hold on.
Kaya, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Hold on, she don't listen. Now she act like she can't hear me. Hold on, let me call her on the other phone. Maybe she has the phone on her.
Go on, get her on. Get her on. You just went mute on me then.
I know. I think she hears me. Where are you? Outside. Come in for a second. I'm smoking one. Somebody wants to say something to you. Who? How long is it going to take you? A couple minutes? Yeah. All right, come back here when you're done. Somebody wants to talk to you. Okay, bye. Bye. Yeah, she's outside.
Is it Akaya? Akaya.
Just Kaya, Kaya, Kaya. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kaya.
Yeah, she said she's coming. She's coming in, but she just went back outside. So she's. Oh, is she? I think she's coming back in. Hold on, let me see. Before I start. They're nosy, so they can't wait too long. They're gonna figure out like, oh, so what happened? That's the thing, you don't tell them until they come back quick.
Just give me that sign. Give me that look.
All right, there she is. She's in now. She can hear you.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, Kaya.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my love.
All right, you could go. That was it. She's smiling now. Yeah, her dimples are showing now, so she's. Thank you, Murph. She enjoyed that.
By the way, I've sang with Stevie Wonder's band, but never with Stevie Wonder himself. So I apologize if I sound far less like Stevie Wonder.
That's still good. That's still good. That you still did a good job. She's now back. It's like, see, this is what you had to do, because see, I told you mine, I tell them go left, they go right, whatever. So you just tell them somebody will say something to you. What is it? I don't know. They just do it later. Then they come running back in because they're too nosy. They don't want to, they want to figure out what's going on. Can't leave them out. They have that FOMO is real good with them. But yes, happy birthday, Miss D. Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick roll call because I didn't get to say hello when everybody was coming in because Tahir and I were working. Tahir, are you still in here? We did it, Tahir.
Yeah, we did it. I think Tahir is still here. I think he's listening, and he'll probably pop back in the chat. But I think he's probably still editing videos.
Yeah, he might be. Me and Tahir have been going all day today. It was a great day.
Oh, nope.
Nope. Say.
He's here. He's here. He said, nope.
Is he here?
We did it.
Yes, we did it. Yes, 10 Tahir. We did it. 10. Okay. We upgraded Tahir. So, we could be proud of ourselves. So we
goes
to
show what you could do when you're not eating KFC and drinking red wine.
I know, we got through. And let me tell you, the reactions are great as long as I don't have to find the videos. That's how it works best, because Tahir just pulled them all up and I could just go boom, 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 boom. Because if I had to look for them, there were some that I probably wouldn't even ever do. And I learned something today. Like I really did. I really did learn some things that I did not know. So that was great. Thank you, Tahir. Of course, we love you to death. Just glad you're here. Plotter, hey, what's going on? How's everything? Valerie, hey. Miss D, happy birthday. Hey, Miss Gothi, hey. Debbie with the 2 cats, what's going on? What's going on? Who else here? Tiny, hi. Dessert Gypsy, hey, how you doing? Temper, Lily, hey. Grandma D, how you doing?
Can I just
Helena,
say,
hey. Huh?
Can I say, Miss D, I sang happy birthday to you before I sang it to Kaya.
Yes, he sang it to you, Miss D, and then he sang it
to Kaya. To ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, Miss D.
I'm not happy birthday. Kiki Eyes, hey, how you doing? Dragon X, hey, how you doing? Come in. Joan, hey, how you doing? Everybody come in, make some rooms, make some space, squeeze in, get comfortable. We are here tonight. Mary's Gemini Mind, hey, how you doing? I hope I didn't miss anybody. And of course, Nightbot is hovering around. Stephanie, how you doing? Stephanie. Let's see. Anybody else? Cecil, what's going on? If you're still in the chat, hey. Anybody else? I am scrolling up, so if you're putting something at the bottom, I have not seen it yet. And of course, Murph, my brother,
My
welcome.
sister.
Thank you for being here with me, holding me down as always. I appreciate you. Present. That's what I love. Be Stephanie present. Here. Callie, hey, Cassandra, how are you doing? Welcome. Is everybody comfortable? Everybody have their little spot on the carpet or the little beanbag chair or wherever? I hope so, because we are going to get into our Testimony Tuesdays. We have so much other stuff to cover, and of course it's always great to see you guys. Mike is safe. He is in the Philippines. It is 7:30 or 7:29 in the morning over there. If the time that he gave me is correct, then I know that it's 7:29 a.m. over there, and he is just getting in and getting settled. So I did see Mike in the chat briefly. I'm sure that he will jump in with us as he can through get service or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And don't forget that he's going to have massive, maybe not today, but tomorrow he may have massive jet lag.
Yeah, so he might be tired. So, we are only short 5 likes to get 100%. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Did I like? I think I did like. I always got to make sure I go out and like, because I come in the other way and I never
I've liked.
You liked? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
guys, let's throw
in the
my
SWAT of the button, I was like on my way in. So please, if you're in here and you're enjoying what you're seeing, then please go and like, or even dislike. It doesn't matter, because it still helps
it
the
still moves
algorithm.
The algorithm.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yes. Okay, so Mike is good. Like I said, he's okay. In case something happens, I have the address. If we have to go down and find him, we will find him. So we just wish that he has a great time and enjoys himself over there in the Philippines. I know he's been waiting for a long time, very excited, and we are very excited for him. So we're gonna hold it down over here and move along. So Tiny, are you ready, dear, to come up for our Testimony Tuesday?
Tiny, it's okay if you're not ready. It's okay, because I thought that we were going to have somebody else today, but it turns out that said person can't do it for legal reasons.
Okay. Yeah.
Just say it in the chat. If you're willing to come up, then we'll drop the link for you.
Yeah, just let us know. Or if anybody else is feeling like they'd like to share on this Testimony Tuesday, you can. Can we try my video finally? Oh, Miss D, you want to try your video? Yes, because I can't open it. Murph, I didn't get a chance to speak to you today because Tahir and I were doing reactions most of the day. But were you able to open the video and see it?
Yeah, I can open the video. Miss D, the logistics of it is the fact that it's too big for me to be able to send to anybody else. Okay. So without them having access to your computer, we can't play it. I know that I've got access to it. I've got access to your drive, but I can't send it because it's too large.
Oh, Cassandra, you have something to share? Okay, we can drop the link for you. Yeah, that's probably why, and I told her that's probably why I can't open it, because I'm on a Chromebook and I probably don't have enough storage on it to download it, because I barely have enough storage to download the videos when I try to put them onto mine. That's why it takes so long for it to download. So that's possibly why it can do that. So yeah, Cassandra, you want to come up and share something? We will drop the link for you. And then Ms. D, you can come up and try to share it again so that we can see it, because I know with my computer.
Yeah, no, I'll just say, Ms. D, it's not about what drive you're using. It's about the size of the video. So in order for us to be able to download it to somewhere, it needs to be a much smaller. So if you can create a zip file and then email it, then we can email it to each other and then open up that email and download it from there, as opposed to doing it from a drive.
Yeah. Because it might have to go to Tahir instead of me, and then Tahir put it up, because I can't. I know with my storage capabilities, I don't have any storage really on here to download too much of anything. Like, I literally have almost nothing on here, like a couple of thumbnails, and you know, that's it. And I download one video and it'll tell me it failed. So I know that's going to be an issue. Give me 1 second.
You've gone quiet, my love. You've gone quiet.
Yes, I'm muted because my daughter is calling me, asking me questions.
Like, who is that guy singing happy birthday to me? Okay, so I'll keep the fort whilst Steph's on the phone to her daughter. So yeah, Valerie, yeah, so Riot Murph, my email keeps saying that the content is too large. Yeah, so if you try and send content via email over certain megabytes, then it won't allow you to send it. And it's the same over WhatsApp, it's the same over Messenger, same over loads of different platforms these days, where it didn't used to be. So so yeah, that's the case. Tiny, Tiny, are you ready, my love?
This is Cassandra.
Oh no, Tiny's just said that she's ready as well. So yeah, Cassandra, my love.
Hey, Cassandra.
Hi.
All right, Tiny, we'll pull you up in a second. Cassandra said she wanted to share something with us real quick, so we'll let Cassandra go, and then Tiny can go after. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. What's going on?
We're great.
I have a thank you. I have a special gift that I'd like to share with everybody. I received it from Valerie.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure if everybody remembered when Mike was asking people, you know, about if there's something you need or help with or whatever, and I put a urn. And so
you did, yes,
yes,
we were vividly, yeah,
yes, and so it came, the urn, and I'd like to share you guys because this is amazing. I mean, I love Valerie; she's awesome, and I love all y'all. I love everybody. So 1 second, I'm gonna grab it.
Okay, okay.
You do realize I don't cry, right? And you're gonna make me cry.
Yeah. This is what it's all about, right? This is how family does each other, you know. Like, this is what it's all about.
Yeah. So I received it today. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Beautiful.
You can see it clearly.
Yes, I can. It's beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, and
and
it even has his name. It says in loving memory of Andrew LaShawn Johnson. He was born January 21st, 1993, and he passed
it was his birthday
February 10th, 22.
Do you know what that looks like, though?
What?
You know what that looks like? That looks like it really looks like Iron Man, like he's an event, you know, he's an Avenger and he's got a purpose. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. And today's his birthday.
Yeah, so his birthday, my daughter's birthday, Miss D's birthday, January 21st. Oh, wow. Well, good.
Yeah, and they even came with 5 pendants. And they're really pretty. Really, really pretty.
Oh my goodness.
I just want to thank everybody. Mike, he's amazing. I just love that guy. He's got a personality like my dad. And the chat is very supportive. I like all you guys. You guys are great. You guys make my day daily. So I I just want to let Valerie know that I love her, and I want to thank her so much from the bottom of my heart.
Kelly, do you mind if I sing happy birthday again to your son?
Go ahead. That'd be nice.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Hey, thank you, Murph. He says thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that is
that's,
amazing. Awesome.
yeah, I know, right? I hope Valerie's in the chat.
She is.
She
She's
is
right
in
here.
the,
She said, "We love you,
yeah, she's
Cassandra.
here.
You yourself are amazing woman. I love your sweetheart." And you can see it now. I just highlighted it. So,
Thank
and
you.
thank you guys. Thank you for Valerie for that and making sure that Cassandra received that. I mean, this is what it's about. I don't know much about YouTube, but I don't know where else you're gonna find this type of care and
Exactly.
love anywhere else. I mean, there's a
Who
lot of
would have
things that
thought?
are going on. At the end of the day, when the real people want to come together and do real things, this is where you want to be. So, and I'm
Yeah.
just so glad that you got that. And I'm just, you know,
Me too.
You know what, Steph? And just before you go, Kelly, then
I
Cassandra,
prefer to be called. I prefer to be called Cassandra. I messed up on that because I'm not really good with technology and devices and stuff. So that was a complete accident as far as that goes. And they wouldn't let me change it back for the life of me. But I got 2 more days, and then I
yes.
can change my name
you go
back
back
to
to Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Okay.
Yes.
The whole
Yes.
thing is, Cassandra and Steph, the whole thing is that we're proving that this community that we're building here is working. It doesn't matter how many
Absolutely.
people we've got. It doesn't matter how many views and likes we get. It's about
Right.
building a community and of people that respect each other, look out for each other, and will do the best for each other. And
Yes.
that's what it's all about. And this is
Yes. Yep.
this is proof of it. Do you know what I
Yes, it
mean?
is. Yes.
So,
Yep.
Indeed.
but
Absolutely.
anybody that doubts what we're trying to do here, go and literally F yourself, because because I always say it as it is.
The way to transition
Right?
into it.
I
It just
know this
annoys.
is crazy. This is crazy. But yeah, I have a little setup. I don't know how to turn the camera around so I can show you guys this little get go. So let me see.
There should be a little button on your phone that has like a it's like a broken circle.
Mm-hmm. I don't
When
see no broken circle. So maybe I could do it like this, maybe. Wait. Oh,
Yeah. Just put yourself in. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I see the little setup. Yes. Yes.
see that?
On the table
Because
there.
this, I
Yes.
don't know if you can see it, but this here, it's really got his ashes in it. Sorry, guys. But
The
this
green.
is what he was in.
Oh, black. Okay, yeah. My dad came in a green one, so I recognize the tub or whatever they put it in.
Yeah, they couldn't have put him in
oh,
something better. Paid
Yeah,
like
no.
what, $1,000 to
Yep.
have him cremated, and they
Yep.
send my son in a box like that. It's like,
Yep.
you guys
that's
crazy?
just
Yep.
that's ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. But
Yeah.
Cassandra, what's best about all this is you found a new family, uh,
Yes.
and together we all feel. I know this might sound like and Steph will probably call me a cornball for it because it's her favorite saying, but
Only Pup is a
together
cornball.
we feel not only do we feel your pain, but we feel that you're part of the family now. Do you know what I mean? And it's
Yes.
like all of us are coming together and making everything happen, which should be happening.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely. There's
Definitely.
nothing corny about
And you
that.
guys are
It's
my
all
family.
love.
You guys are all I got.
Well, we're here, Cassandra. You know we're here.
All right.
So if
Okay.
anything, and we appreciate you sharing that great news with us. And Valerie, thank you again, everyone that helped out with that. Thank you so much. And I think Mike is in the chat, so we'll pull him up. Cassandra, anything else you want to say before you go down?
Just I love you guys. You guys are all amazing. Murph, you crack me up. And Steph, I love you, Steph. And Mike is just a total awesome guy. I can't explain it, but I love him to death.
Oh, don't love Mike.
Oh,
Mike needs to go on the wings of the plane. Don't worry about Mike.
Okay. All right, you guys.
Love you, Cassandra. Thank you so
all right.
much.
We love you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Valerie, I've just got to say one more time, that was the most amazing thing that you could have done for somebody. That was just
awesome. Thank you so much.
Out of this world.
Just the thought of it too is just, Mike, you coming up? You coming in? And so you said you were with Mina.
Mike with his Mina. Mike with his Mina.
Yeah, he said he's in the chat. So Mike in the chat. Come on, I dropped the link just in case you couldn't get on the back way.
Mike's with his Mina. Well, in fact, Mike might be too much with his Mina. Mike,
he might not want to spend no time with us right now. Anyway, I thought Tiny was at the back door. Now she's gone. Tiny, did you drop off? Let me drop this link again. I just wanted to give
Misty, we're about a bit of time to see if Mike's going to come on. We'll have a chat and then we'll play the video afterwards. Have you uploaded it to YouTube? Because then we can play it from there. I just saw a link come through, which I think is from you.
Yeah, that was for Mike or Tiny to come back up. Hey, what's going on?
I'm back. I thought I tried my phone for a bit.
Hello.
You're breaking up a bit. It's Tiny.
Just bear with me. Can you hear me better now?
Okay.
Yeah, all good.
Okay. Right, Murph, as a professional, right, do you deal with many people that suffer with seizures post SA, DV? Yeah, they develop seizures. In your field, do you see it often?
So all I deal with, so I do see it often, but I deal with the psychological part of it, not the psychiatric part of it. So the psychiatric part of when you mention seizures and stuff like that, that's when it becomes psychiatric and not psychological, because a psychiatrist can give for certain things, whereas a psychologist can't. So I can tell you what the condition is, but I can't prescribe medication for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, see, I'm not medicated for, I'm not medicated for it as such.
Who's that talking about they suck?
Hi,
Steph. Hi, Mina. How you doing?
Painting.
I'm good.
And
Mina's boyfriend calling her, so that's Mina's boyfriend. Mina's boyfriend calling her, so she can't play with us right now.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, sis. How you doing, sis? Sis calling. Sis, we live on YouTube, and that's sis. Hey, sis, I miss you.
Hey.
Hey, how
I
you
told
doing?
Oh
I
wow.
told everybody. I said, hold on, Mina boyfriend calling her. We gotta wait while Mina boyfriend calls her. Okay.
Well,
Hi, Steph.
glad
How
you're
you
here,
doing,
safe over
Stephanie?
there. How you doing? Did Tahir tell you what we did today?
Nah, what y'all doing today?
No, I'm gonna let Tahir tell you.
Oh, okay. What y'all doing
Yeah,
today?
we was up here
I'm
working.
gonna let
We
y'all
out
know.
here.
I'm
Ah,
gonna let
nice
y'all
in the
know.
Philippines. Look at the traffic.
They've been working hard. They've been
Hold
working
on,
hard
hold
today.
on. I am so sleepy and tired. She haven't slept. Huh?
No, we're listening to you.
Oh wow, look
Oh,
at it.
she over here talking to her
Hey mate.
sister. Who is that? Who that?
Tiny,
I
That's
can't see.
Tiny.
we will be back to you. Tiny, we'll be
Hey,
back to you in a second.
Tiny.
Saying hi to Mike
hey,
because he's
tiny.
Hello.
Trying to overtalk Murph. Hey, tiny.
Hey.
What's up, Murph?
Did
How
you?
you doing, sir?
Have a nice time, buddy.
I'm good, my brother. How are you? How are you doing?
All
Quite.
righty. Tiny, Miss Beautiful Tiny.
So, how was the flight? Flight was comfortable.
Oh yeah, boy. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Did I say when the girl dropped her she dropped her cell phone and the light was on. So when she dropped it, it flickered and everything. I thought it was some sparks coming under the tape, like something great blew up. Oh, I got all loud. I said, "Oh my!" I said, "Boy, I said, boy, sit down. When you go sit, they they came over. Sir, excuse me, Paul. They say Paul. How you say when somebody say excuse me, Paul? Like excuse me, sir. They say Paul. Yeah, that's what she said. She said, Paul, you okay? I said, yeah, I'm okay. And I knew exactly what she was saying. That's how they say it in their language, right?
Wow,
I was
you over there
scared.
causing problems.
I blame Murph, I blame Tahir, and I blame Stephanie. Because one of y'all put that fear in my heart that something gonna happen with that plane.
Not me.
And look,
Yeah, but
you,
put the
Murph, and
smile on your face.
they always.
Put
I
a
said,
smile on your face, mate, for something else.
We didn't say anything. We just said go outside, Mike.
Nina, I know you're so
mhm.
happy, Nina, to finally have him out there with you.
Yeah.
Aw.
So shy. She is so shy,
On a,
y'all.
on a
Forgive me
scale of
because
1 to 10,
I
Mike,
don't know how to I have a little bit ano ano how to
English.
speak in English.
English.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh,
guess
You
what?
want
Hey,
bless her.
Stephanie.
you
But
want
when
Tagalog? You want Tagalog?
but when it's time to cuss me out,
Hey,
she can speak English real good.
right,
I
right,
talk
right.
to talk to in Tagalog
She
Listen,
better.
look, she
I'm gonna have to learn Tagalog because I'm coming out to the Philippines next time too, man. I need to take me a trip
Yeah.
somewhere.
Okay.
you know what tripped me out? She said, "Oh, I don't know English." And then one day she got mad at me, cussed me out. I said, "I thought you said you don't know English." Look,
They know all the words.
she
on
said,
a scale of
"Honey,
I've
no."
known many relationships to be based off Google Translate.
Mm-hmm. I tell her
on a
it's
scale
okay.
of 1 to,
Don't
on a
worry.
scale of 1 to 10 in the side chat, but how happy you think Mike is at the moment on a scale of 1 to 10? How
Oh
Let's
Mm-hmm.
see
wow.
some more of the Philippines. Mike, turn the camera around. Let's see what's going on out there. I'm trying to look out
Yes,
the
I
window.
don't know. Oh,
Steaming,
look,
is
look,
it?
look, look. Can I roll
Oh,
this
they
down? I
got
can roll the window down.
Is
there's
that?
Pepsi,
Is it a
Look, they got
Pizza.
food over there.
thingy?
Nah, they better watch out for my phone. Watch out for your phone. There we go again, telling me what
Now,
to do.
Now, where are you?
We in the Philippines. We in Manila. We still in
Manila.
He doesn't
Manila.
Okay.
know where.
That's
He
like
doesn't
the
even
big
know where
city,
he is.
right?
Hindi niya alam na pag nakalabas yung cellphone niya, baka agawin ng kuya, no?
Yeah, you're right. If I had my
Manila's a
phone out
big
now,
city.
somebody would grab it and they
Oh,
would
is
get
that
their
what it is?
tail
Somebody
whooped.
grab it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, don't
yeah.
get your phone
What you
grabbed.
do is you set somebody up. What you do is you get in an area that's known for, and you have somebody 5 blocks away, and you have another person sting operation. You have her with her cell
Mm-hmm.
phone to call the people, and you just act
Mm-hmm.
like you were somebody grab the phone, and then you
Mm-hmm.
jump out the car because it's slow traffic also. You got 5 or 6 people
Mm-hmm.
beat the living sugar out of them, and you put that on YouTube. I bet you they stop that shit then. Excuse me. Mm-hmm.
They
Put an end to
probably
stuff,
would.
baby. I put an end to
Wow.
stuff. That's what I do.
Wow.
I don't know how to find these
Don't be.
kids, y'all, and they don't nobody know how to find them. So
Oh,
anyway,
Wow.
back to
we're
the
getting
flight.
closer.
Yes, back to the
Back to
flight.
the flight. Um, I didn't have any sleep, man. The whole time I've been on it was an 8 hour flight. I was mad as all over stuff. I said, I can't believe I done been on this plane the 8 hour because you all excited. It felt like 18 hours, right? And I said,
Right.
I looked at the next flight in San Francisco. I said, we still in the United States after all this time. I ain't done shit. I ain't done shit yet. I'm still in the country.
Yeah. You be like, why can't we
So
speed in the air? Can you go faster?
yeah. Now you doing 400, close to 500 miles an hour in the air.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
I still
you
need to
know
go
that.
faster. I need to get there in
Yeah, and
like
I
an
was like,
hour.
yeah, man, we need to hit a time warp or something. I'm ready for stuff like that. It took too long to get
Right.
here.
Me too.
I don't mind taking a long time to get back because I don't want to go back. So I don't mind that part.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but
How
yeah, we
long
got
was your
motor.
How long was your layover?
How long?
Like an hour and a half when I was eating the chicken and talking to
Okay, so
people.
that's not bad.
Yeah,
That's not bad at all. That was pretty good
that's totally
because
I
a
would not.
5 hour layover
Boy,
made it worse.
People
this
want to know how long are you actually there for before you come back.
30 days.
30 days.
30
Yeah,
days.
I think February the 19th. I'm coming back. This
It
is
looks so
man. This
clean.
was
It's so clean out there. Look at the streets. New
clean,
York needs to get the
clean,
lesson from that. Look how clean the streets are.
clean. Girl, you blind. It's dirty looking.
Nuh-uh. I guess you ain't seen no New York streets lately because this is clean
No,
compared to New
I
York. I
seen.
don't see.
Yeah, I seen
I'm
they go Jolly Bees.
That's the
I'm
chicken
hoping.
place,
Yeah,
right?
Jolly Bees is like they like McDonald's. They have McDonald's here though. It's like a McDonald's to us. They Jolly Bee is like the Filipino #1 fast food restaurant, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what's your first port of call, Mike? What's happening now? Are you going to come to eat or go to sleep, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, I think we going. I think she's hungry, so she want to get something to eat. So we going go to the hotel, unpack the luggage, and grab something to eat, and probably fall asleep.
Is it
I
hot?
don't. I
Is it hot
really
out
don't.
there?
It's not hot, but some people have on shorts. I got on shorts. I got on shorts now. Some people got on
Okay.
shorts and short sleeve.
Uh-huh.
Um, we
It's
ride
like
we
spring
ride with the
weather.
AC on. Yeah, but I think in the
Uh-huh.
next couple of days it's probably gonna get like hot. Mainit, mainit, mainit. Yeah, mainit. Yeah, mainit. She's so shy, y'all. She wanna be shy. Hmm.
Yay,
She
we're
said,
so
"I'm
glad that you
scared."
made it out
Yeah.
there, Mina.
Tahir told me I will slap Mike, okay? Tahir for you.
To hear this is for you, slap Mike. Yeah. Poor thing. Sometimes she's afraid. She said, "Honey, I have no money for the hotel." I said, "I'm gonna send you the money for the hotel." So I sent the money for the hotel. Um, she and I'm telling her we can stay more than one day if you want, no problem. It's a far away from the airport. No wonder why you said 10 hours.
So it's 10
Jesus.
hours. How far
No,
is meaning
to her
how
house.
many?
She's saying that it's 10 hours to her house because I'm thinking that she can, I don't know, take a cab or take a ride to the bus. Take a ride to the airport to pick me up, and then we'll just ride to her house. And she said, "Oh
Yeah.
no, honey, it's 10 hours. We're gonna need a hotel. Can we?" She said, "Can we stay in a hotel? Because I'm gonna be real tired." And I'm like, "Hotel?"
So you guys
I'm
flying?
like,
You guys
"No."
flying to her house? You driving to her house?
We're gonna drive to her house, right?
Oh
We
my
driving to
God!
her
And
house.
it's 10 hours. 10
10 hours.
hours?
It ain't. I don't
Wow.
believe it's 10 hours. I think it's 10 hour crazy lady.
No, from Nanay, mom, in province, it take, I guess,
That's
4 hours like that.
right.
But in my place, 10 hours.
Your place
Mhm.
to get to the airport. That's 10 hours.
No, it very no 10.
I cannot get a straight answer from her. She said no
All
from
right,
the hotel.
let me
10
get a
hours
flight. Let me get
from
a
from
flight.
there to 10.
You're breaking up, mate. You're breaking up.
She said it's 10 hours from her place to the hotel. What hotel are we going to? They better have a swimming pool. They better come in. Ah, she she started squeezing my hand when she don't want to be there. I'm just joking, dear. I don't care. I just want to see. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing exactly what I want to do. That's it. I don't care if we're in traffic, we backing up. We can go back and start all over.
Mama,
Oh
mama,
wow.
Yeah, let me see. Is that Mama Cross? Nope, nope, nope. That ain't Mama Cross. Why, you worried?
no.
See, you
That's
worried.
that's
No,
blood right there.
that's Raymond.
I want to show her
Raymond
you're
Gates.
safe.
Yes, Raymond Gates. You see
She
that?
said she wanna show Mama Cross that
You're safe.
that I'm safe. You know what that mean, Mama? You better come get me because I'm in trouble. It's okay, dear. Don't be worried. She's so worried. She is so worried.
Oh my
She
goodness.
she on her phone trying to get an Uber. I said, why we can't get one of them taxi people? The Uber would be cheaper if I get an Uber. I'm like, man, let's get one of them taxi people.
You mean the tuk
We
tuk?
stood out there. I got it on film. I
You
got it
trying to
on
get a tuk
film.
tuk
20 minutes.
take you 10 hours? I don't
Yeah.
think so.
A what? A tuk tuk. What the hell? Every time I look, somebody trying to. What's a tuk tuk? A look or muk.
Ask me, what a tuk tuk is. They got tuk tuks out there. They call them tuk tuks out there, or is that just in Thailand?
What's a tuk tuk? I see what I'm saying. That's what kills me when people try to.
Okay,
It's
so
a tuk tuk.
so
Nobody even know what you talking about, Stephanie.
maybe it's just
What is
Thailand. Maybe it's different.
No,
a
Maybe it's
I
in
Thailand?
think
Thailand only.
That's a whole different country.
no.
I don't know. I'm American.
We've got tuk tuks
You
here.
know what a tuk tuk is, sir?
Right.
You know what a tuk tuk?
Tuk-tuk seems like joyride. May joyride pa tayo tuk-tuk? Ha? Grab.
He know. Okay, he know what it is. So it's only you and the driver that know what a tuk tuk is.
Okay, so the driver know what a tuk tuk is. So now take it back. Know what I'm talking about. I know what I be
I
talking
know
Yeah,
about.
what I'm talking about as well.
that wasn't a compliment. That's an insult. Only you and the driver know.
But
Tuk tuk
the
cat.
driver know where. Listen, the driver know where he going and you don't. So I'm a
I
rock with the driver.
I guarantee
But
you,
I
here
ain't,
knows what a
well,
tuk
I ain't
tuk
got to
is.
do it on a tuk tuk. Anyway. Oh, Tiny left. We wasn't look. First of all, we wasn't planning on being on this daggone live stream this long, and I ain't think this drive was gonna be this long. The next time we get a hotel, it's gonna be walking distance from the airport.
Yeah,
But I
okay.
want close to the,
To your house.
no, mall. I
Close
want it
to
close to mall.
mall.
Yeah.
You supposed to go upstairs.
Mhm. Now the truth comes out. Now the truth comes out. She said I wanted to get a hotel close to the mall. Why close to the
Oh,
mall, honey? Yes, now the truth comes out. Nah, it's okay. Joke, joke, joke.
I'll be
It's
right back. I'm
okay.
It's gonna be an
frozen.
expensive trip, Mike. Expensive trip.
Mm. Yeah, well, first of all, we we was gonna do a lot of shopping anyway. I don't have any clothes. I didn't bring any clothes but clothes on my back. And I need to do some shopping and I would like for her to do some shopping. You know, we're gonna go to a restaurant and sit down and do some talking. And
Has 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 Mina seen the stuff that you brought over that's been donated?
yeah, we're gonna do that. That's gonna be our first game plan, honey. We gotta find a poor neighborhood. You have poor neighborhood like kids and stuff in in your area and everything.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
What you in a tunnel? You in a tunnel, Mike?
because yeah, we in the tunnel, y'all. We in the tunnel.
Get out
We
them
trying to be like,
tunnels.
he said, man, that's a long tunnel. Okay, we gonna stay in this tunnel. We in a tunnel.
Mike, your new nickname is now Courtney.
Courtney. You gotta put a twist on it. Courtney. I caught the knee.
Courtney.
Yeah. What's up, Courtney? God dang,
You
girl,
gonna go
you
shopping
pretty.
tomorrow?
She is prettier. She's prettier in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's right. I love it.
She's
I
very
She
love
got a
pretty.
it.
big face though.
She's really.
She got a big face. She's pretty. She's beautiful.
You got a big face.
I have to apologize to her all the time. I'm sorry, dear. I'm a dumb boy.
Mina has a beautiful face.
She
Mm-hmm.
does. She does. She's
It's
an
a
absolutely
beautiful
beautiful
face.
person.
And you guys make such a cute couple. So nice to see y'all together.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah. This is my boo boo right here, boys. She just want to tell me what to do all the time.
So you going shopping tomorrow? You gonna get your clothes tomorrow? Aw.
Yeah, we're gonna go shopping. We need to buy a monitor. I don't know if we're gonna buy all this at the mall. I gotta find out like what kind of store she have at her house. Close to her house, like to buy a computer monitor for a computer. I would like to buy a bass guitar. It don't have to be an expensive bass guitar. I would like to buy a keyboard to do the music stuff with. I didn't even bring the microphone, but wasn't planning on doing no singing or anything. You want to do some singing?
I love
Yeah,
to see.
karaoke. They like karaoke. I'm talking about producing
Yeah.
some music. Yeah,
Okay.
so we're gonna have some fun.
Can
Well,
I just
that's
say
good.
that Helena G asked me to say, and I don't know, forgive me if this is wrong, Mina, but Mas Maganda. Mas
Mas
Maganda.
maganda. Oh,
What's Mass Maganda?
mas maganda. More
It
beautiful.
means beautiful.
Apparently,
Mass Maganda. Well, thank you so much. I'm Mass
We
Maganda.
talking
Thank
to
you.
Mina. We talking to Mina. Mas maganda, Mina.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
yeah.
Yeah, no, not
No,
you.
I'm not talking to you, Mike. Mike, you can go and stay on the wing of the plane. I don't give a shit about you. I'm talking to Mina.
Go upstairs, Mike. We talking to Mina.
Did y'all see when the guy was when Stephanie asked me, "Were you on, honey?" When Stephanie asked me, what is your seat number on the plane?" I said, "I don't know no seat number." I looked. It said
5:10 p.m.
5:10 p.m. They was in line laughing. They was trying not to laugh. I said, I think my seat number is 510 p.m.
Ridiculous. And
They
then you
kept
thought the
saying,
plane was on fire. And then you thought the plane was on
yeah.
fire.
But the plane, that plane, both planes I was on was real smooth. You hit turbulence a little bit. I've been,
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend, I've been on a plane before that thing started shaking, and there was some people cutting up on the plane, and I don't blame them. I didn't blame them because man, I ain't want to be the first punk, right? You don't want to be the first sucker or the skinny cat. But that plane was jumping. You're like, oh God, oh God. This one dude said, oh God, oh, God help me. I said, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I'm just too scared to open my mouth.
You played it cool. You played it cool.
I played it too cool.
Even
Let me get up and
even
go to
after
the
the
bathroom. Where the bathroom at on this plane? Yeah, that
even after
plane
the
was.
five even after the
It's
5:10 p.m. thing, you then said, "Oh, my seat number is 33E," which we told you was at the back, and then it
yeah.
turns
Then the
out there wasn't
dude,
33 at all. You allocated a
I
bloody
told the
seat.
dude, the dude told some, you don't have a seat number, man. You gotta stand up. I was like, got the whole flight. That was funny. But yeah, there was a time where the guy, yeah,
Was there a
the
KFC on
plane
this?
when a plane kind of drops just a little bit back and forth, it's okay. But that plane kind of did a, and it kind of twisted to the
Mm-hmm.
side and straightened back up.
Mm-hmm.
And when it
Mm-hmm.
straightened back up, it kind of yanked everybody back in place. Man, I was
Mm-hmm.
scared like I don't know what. That was some scary stuff. He said, that rarely happens, but yeah, that was some scary stuff, man. That guy was like, "Oh my God, Jesus!" I'm like, "I feel you, bruh." And then he tried to apologize. He said, once the plane landed, he said, "Forgive me, guys." I said, "No, ain't no forgiveness in that." I
Right,
said, "You
right.
just took the words out of my mouth, bruh." I was scared shitless. Yeah, so I am so happy that I made it here, and I text some of the people at my job, let everybody
Mm-hmm.
know. I need a break from life, man. So
Yeah.
if anything, all this was worth it, man, because when I left the job and I started doing this full time, I would just when I didn't know what to do, I would just go down there and film more videos. And now we kind of learning. We can really put something else in effect. I think
Mm-hmm.
that video of that guy talking about telling stories in 2 hour long videos instead of doing the 1 hour long videos. If a video like Big Homie CC, we split it up into part one and part two. I think we're just gonna do the whole
Mm-hmm.
2 hours at once because YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
if you do an hour long video or 2 hour long video, the longer the video is, the more ads that they can set it up on. And I'm starting to realize that, like for example, people just get on a live stream or get on and the ad will run, and they busy doing other things with their hands, so they can't cut the
Mm-hmm.
ad off. So we get full play for that ad. While they sit
Mm-hmm.
in the background listening to the story. I kind of noticed I was doing that also. Honey, your hair is going in my mouth, and I love it. Oh, poor thing, sleepy.
Nina's
Don't fall asleep.
sleepy.
Yeah.
She
Oh
had a
my
long
God.
ride too, 10 hours. She had just almost as long as a drive as you had to ride in the plane. Shoot.
I
10
was
hours is
trying
a
my
long
best to.
time. I think your
Yeah.
mama's in the chat. Hey, Mama Cross. I think she's in here.
Is that Mama Cross somewhere?
Yeah,
I see.
Pat's Place is Mama Cross, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Pat's Place. Yeah. Your mama said you better learn how to pray.
I see Pat's Place. Learn how to
Who is
pray.
that on your shoulder? She said.
Well,
learn to pray while you're in airplane.
man, forget that. I don't need to learn how to pray. I just say, Jesus, help! Help
Jesus,
me,
help.
dude.
Let's pray anyway.
You don't learn how to pray. Jesus don't want. Jesus wants you to play your way. You know what I did on? I watched the Planet of the Apes, man. It's like
Yeah.
3 series. The last I couldn't see. I couldn't finish the last series. Planet of the Apes.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what me
We
and
got a
Tahir
lot of.
did all day today? I'm gonna tell you now.
What's that?
So how many videos, how many reactions you said you try to do a day? 8?
You was breaking up. What you say?
I said you said you try to do like 8 reactions a day, right?
Yes.
Me and Tahir did 10 today for you.
Okay.
Can you
How
hear
long
me?
were they? How
I
long
don't
were
know.
they?
Tahir picked the videos. I just did the reactions. That's it. We just got you some more content for your other channel. So we did 10 today. So
y'all did when I was flying. Is that what you're trying to say? You finally did some work
yeah,
without me.
we were working.
Y'all did some work without me? No, I'm just.
We did
That's
some work.
most definitely.
We got some work done without you. That's what we did.
They did work and did the Macarena afterwards.
Good.
Right.
That's excellent. Guess what?
Yes.
Imagine I do 10 while I do my 8. That's 18 videos dropping a day.
Right. Unfortunately, I have a full-time job still, but I did enjoy working for myself for a little bit. I do miss it. I do realize how much I miss it. And one day maybe it'll be a full-time thing for me, but I did enjoy it. So
Oh my God, this is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. And this is why poor people spend 3 times as much money. Who's that on your shoulder? That's Mina. Look, mama Cross saying.
Who is that on your show? That's his boo, man. That's his boo.
That's what she said.
Oh, well, see, I don't want to see. I don't want to see. I don't want to. Everybody want to be left out the loop, and then when the loop is here, they want to be all up in the loop. All right, y'all, let me go. I'm getting sleepy myself. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why we still in this vehicle. We've been in this vehicle for quite some time before we called y'all.
Well, you there now, so you might as well enjoy it.
Oh no, I'm enjoying it, but this doesn't make planning sense right here.
Is it closer? Is it at least
But
going
she wanted
towards?
she wanted a hotel closer to the mall. This what I would have done. I would have got 2 hotels. I would have got a hotel right by the airport, spend the night, and I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of traffic like late at night.
Yeah.
It's 24.
That's better.
It's better when the traffic is better. In the car, go to the other hotel.
Or just get an Airbnb and stay out there in Manila.
Huh?
That's it. I said, or just get an Airbnb and stay out there in Manila.
Okay. Sound more expensive. Uh-oh. Let me go because she getting restless. And I want to look at some of this stuff. Y'all go ahead or Tiny back anyway. Hey, Tiny.
Hello, darling.
Tiny, you are beautiful.
Tried my phone.
I'm glad that you come on. Are you okay?
Oh, she's gone. She's gone again.
Oh.
You need anybody to get beat up on? I'll send Mina after, cause you know I can't fight. Ain't good. She's sleepyhead, y'all.
We've got your back. We've got your back. You just enjoy yourself, man, and we'll be on.
Definitely. Thank y'all. Hey, thank
no
all y'all.
problem. Bye, Mina.
Bye.
Have a
Y'all
good
take it
time.
like
Be
take
safe.
it.
Bye, Mina.
Tell Uncle Mike so. Peace out.
Bye. Tiny.